October 2023 Seller Shout Out. This is the video where nothing is in order, anything is possible, and we're just recognizing everybody out there who is a reseller. And if you sold anything, it might show up in this video. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Bill Hunt. He says, more hubcap sales. I bought 13 hubcaps at an estate sale for $200. A little high for me, but I wanted to try my hand at selling them and the owner wasn't budging. He had an emotional attachment to his hubcaps. I was able to throw in some other items and I got good deals on those. I sold two of these for $49.93 each plus shipping. They took about 2 weeks to sell. The title is 1960s International Truck 4x4 Scout Harvester Hubcap, or Dog Dish. I guess people are using them for that as well. So this sold for $49.93. Terry Lewis Bishop bought at a yard sale for $1. Not sure why, other than it just caught my eye. Sold for $24.99 plus shipping, sold the next day after listing. So there is your nudge to tackle that pile of stuff because it could sell immediately like this did. All right, I'm going to try to tackle this title. Vintage Heinz Zeller House Oberremmer. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. German hand-carved woodman Lederhosen numbered. So there you go. This almost a little creepy sculpture guy. $1 sold for $24.99, and proof that I'm not good at deciphering German words. Okay, Carol Hollis. I had this in my death pile forever. Hard to say where I got it or what I paid. Probably not more than $3. I was going to donate it, but just threw it up with the flaws disclosed. Someone paid full price in about 2 weeks. Vintage crochet lace tablecloth, 75 by 102 inches with flaws. Okay, $3 sold for $29.99. Julie Gambino picked up at Goodwill for $4.99, sold for best offer of $45 after about 3 months. Vintage Dimensions Believe Santa Claus Needlepoint Complete Framed. Nice. $5 turned into 45. Tina Wozniak, the Hot Wheels lady, also the catalog lady. She wears many hats. Hubby bought a lot of these at Goodwill bins. I think in the spring have about $1 into each one. Long tail item, still have a couple left. So this is a Terzo Millennio Giro d'Italia cycling jersey made in Italy. I guess I'm going to have to name this version of Seller Shout Out the International Edition. Listen to Suzanne stumble over words. Anyway, this sold for $15 and she paid about $1 for it. KC, basically free. It took me about 100 hours of sorting and building figures to end up with these spare parts. Sold for $58 on auction. This is a lot of Lego Star Wars minifigs, parts and pieces. And KC, you get a gold star for patience, because me looking at that, I just wouldn't have the patience to sort through all that stuff. So those of you out there who sell Lego, the parts and pieces and lots and all of that, I commend you for your patience and determination because it is kind of tedious, but if you're wired that way, you love it. And I don't doubt this took 100 hours. $58 sale. Okay, Rosalie Wygand. She says, free, it was mine. Sold in 1 month for $18.09. This was in Suzanne's BOLO book, and as I wasn't using it, decided to sell it. This is the iconic Hidden Valley Ranch dressing shaker container. It is plastic. And yes, it was in the 2021 BOLO book. The price I assigned to this item was $45 because at the time, that's about the average range of the comps. Now, keep in mind that collectibles prices go up and down. So, um, it is a little challenging when putting this information in print, knowing that it's going to change, but it's still something that's not being made anymore, and people may collect it, they may be looking for it, and it also depends on how many are available on eBay at any given moment and what those prices are. So I'm going to stand by this average price of $45 and show you this so that you can look for it out in the wild or maybe even in your own kitchen like Rosalie did. Okay, Suzanne Keene. One of my favorite things to source and sell is fancy trash cans. This was $1 at an estate sale, sold for $54.99 in 2 months. And this is some real out of the box thinking. This is a brushed brass wastebasket trash can. She got over $50 for this. So when sellers say, I look at everything, they mean it. You really have to look at everything. Another Suzanne Wagner, purchased this from a local auction house for $4.48, and it sold for full asking price plus shipping 1 month after listing. This is a Wyatt Earp Royal Dalton character mug. And isn't this cool? See how the gun forms the handle. What a cool looking item. Purchased for $4.48 and sold for $48. Diana Warren paid $1.29 at a local charity thrift. Sold in about 4 weeks on best offer of $40. I have been sourcing and selling a lot of needlework kits and books lately. Love the ease of shipping. This item is Stitches for the Millennium Brenda Hart Patterns Needlepoint book, spiral bound from 1999. Yes, that is old. Sold in about 4 weeks for $40. Okay, Mark Sherrill paid $5 at a garage sale, sold for offer of $22 plus $10 shipping. This is new open box tree dazzler star shower LED Christmas lights. It sounds like it would be an as seen on TV product, but it's not. So, oh, it's a Shark Tank product. Isn't that interesting? So very cool. $5 sold for 22. Melissa Foshi paid $5 at Goodwill, sent out an offer of $18 and buyer countered at $15. I accepted and now I have one less bulky item taking up space. Buyer pays shipping. Took about a year to sell. And it sold during the pumpkin spice season. Autumn fall decorative throw pillow with a pumpkin on it. Now that's a fun item. You can throw that on your couch while you're enjoying your pumpkin spice coffee if you are so inclined. I am not a pumpkin spice person, but there are a lot of them out there, and pretty much everything in the world can be found in the pumpkin spice flavor. Okay, moving on to Donna Shirley. I had no idea that certain Disney costumes were worth more than others. Picked this up at the thrift store for $4. It was listed for a year with many really low offers. I sent out offers taking off $5 or $10, but no takers. Sold for full asking price of $59.99. This is a rare Disney Store plush piglet costume, size 24 months. $4, sold for just under 60. Ginger Lambright. I picked this up at a garage sale in April for 2023 for $15. Sold for full asking with free shipping. Thankfully, it's just going to the next state, so shipping won't be too much. This is a Haven towel warmer with temperature control and automatic shut off. So, thank you, Ginger. I saw this at an estate sale and did not know what it was. It was in the bathroom, and there were some other people shopping in there, so I didn't stop to look it up. I was just like, what is that thing? So now I know that I left behind a great item, and these aren't very heavy. They're the one I saw was made of plastic. I thought it was some kind of trash can or trash receptacle or something. Um, so it's hollow, so it wouldn't be that heavy. But if you have never seen how the other half lives with a towel warmer, here you go. Now, I remember back when my kids were little, one little frill I gave them when getting out of the bath, because in the house we were in, the laundry area was right next to the bathroom. I would put their towels in the dryer and have them heated up and warm so when they got out of the bath it would be warm and snuggly. But this is how the other half lives. They actually have a product for heating up your towels. Who knew, right? Okay, moving on to Katie White. Paid $5.99 at our local thrift, sold in about a month for best offer of $40. My store has been slow, so I took an offer and made some money. And Katie has a bolo here. Rothy's shoes. Yes, I have been looking for these forever. I'm going to find them one day, just haven't found them yet. These are Rothy's The Point Black Women's Ballet Flats. She paid $6 at a thrift store and sold them for 40. Stephen Gittler with more beer bottle caps. Still selling bottle caps from my 2022 haul. Paid $10 for about 1,600 caps. Have made about $4,200 so far. I sold 2 other caps last week for $17 each. So yes, Stephen, bottle caps, the gift that just keeps on giving. This one is True Blue Light Beer Unused Cap Crown Vintage Foil. Sold for $12.99. Robin Parsons. Crazy pickup at an antique shop for $10. Took over a year to sell. Classic black and white scary old movies sold for $35. And yes, it's that time of year for zombies and scary movies. Classic horror movies VHS box set of 10. $10 sold for 35. Tammy Kennedy. I paid $10 for this at a yard sale, and it sold 2 days after I listed it for $39.99 with free shipping. My encouragement to get busy listing. Yes, thank you, Tammy. When I first saw this, I thought it was a gun holster when I just glanced at it. Of course, it's not. It is a vintage handheld microfiche microfilm viewer reader. So a vintage technology item. Isn't that interesting? $10 sold for 40. Jenny Payan paid $4 for two Lego architecture sets at Goodwill, sold within 2 days to a buyer in Bahrain near the Persian Gulf. Sold on best offer of $80 plus shipping. Lego Architecture Willis Tower and John Hancock Center. So this was $2 and it sold for 80 and went internationally. Cassie B. Purchased for $2 at a garage sale, sold for $33 on best offer. And Cassie talked about, I think it was Powerpuff Girls backpacks in her podcast. So she has her finger on the pulse of Powerpuff Girl items. This is Monopoly, the Powerpuff Girls game 2001, 100% complete. So that's a fun find. $2 sold for 33. Okay, next up is Robin Riedel from a huge grab bag of craft supplies from Goodwill that I paid $6 for. Sorted through it and separated these out, and they sold in about 2 weeks for full price. I still have a lot more. Vintage DMC flower thread embroidery floss, 15 skeins. So $6, but other items were included in that cost and sold for $27.95. And yes, these are fun to sell. Yes, you have to lay them out for the photo, but they do sell and easy to ship, easy to store, don't expire, some are discontinued, all the great things we love. Okay, Dawn Cutright Taylor, purchased last May at a small town church sale for $1, sold for full asking of $23.99. The Polar Express conductor hat glass blown ornament, Kurt Adler, $23.99, and she paid $1. You don't often see ornaments in the shape of hats, so that would have caught my eye too. Okay, Leilani Moreland, another Bible sale from my last pickup. This one sold for full asking of $44.99 in less than a week. And this is Holy Bible giant print King James Version reference blue leather. It is sealed, and she didn't say what she paid for it, but probably not a lot, knowing Leilani, she's a good picker. So this sold for just under $45. Okay, Diane Stumpf paid $5 for this cute Mary Englebright Chair of Bowley's cookie jar a year ago. Listed for $74.99, sold on sale for $62.50. Buyer is super happy. Vintage Mary Englebright cookie jar, $19.98. That is a very cute item. Andrew Silveroli. Another plush. Got this guy at Goodwill for $3 and took best offer of $45 after about 2 months. The item is Skell Animals Jack the Rabbit Black Plush Skeleton Bunny. $3 sold for $45. Rebecca Metty Carter paid $1.99 at a local thrift, sold for full asking price of $35 in about 2 weeks. I'm always able to sell vintage thermal blankets with satin edges. Yes, those satin trimmed blankets are a hot thing. Vintage Beacon Yellow Baby Crib Blanket, 36 by 50, new in the package. $1.99, sold for $35. Bethany Henderson paid $15 at a garage sale. The owner said her uncle got it in college in the 70s at the Coors factory in Pennsylvania. Took an offer after about 4 months for $70. And this is quite a unique item. Coors Beer Men's Extra Large Pullover Sweater. Very fun. $15 sold for $70. Kimberly Sipe paid $2 at an auction and sold for $20. This is a lot of 3 vintage toothpastes from the 1960 unused tubes, new old stock, Colgate. So my money is on this is going to be a prop for something. It just seems like the perfect item for a background scene of a movie where the time frame is the 70s or 60s even. So this was $2 and she sold these for $20. Kent Cohen, one more dumpster find, sold for full price in about 2 days. Vintage Walt Disney Mickey Mouse head plastic lunchbox by Aladdin. No thermos? Okay, that doesn't even look like a lunchbox. So this was free and he sold it for $39.95. Zachary McDore, our garbage man philosopher. And he calls himself that. I didn't make that up. He did. A very nice set of tiles from Salt Marsh Pottery in Massachusetts. The flowers look almost real. Found in the trash. Sold for $36. Kent Cohen has another one. My friend has a trash removal business. I got this out of one of his house clean out dumpsters. Sold in a few days for full price. Vintage 70s carved wood grain owls on branch. This is wall art. And these cute owls sold for $24.95. Alice Flynn found him at a thrift store for $1. Took a few months to sell. Chilly Willy plush penguin Walter Land's 10-inch from 1989. Sold for $24.99. George Kelly bought this toy sewing machine at a garage sale for $10. Sold in a week for full asking price of $79.97. It was only 5 inches tall. Antique German sewing machine miniature. Isn't that interesting? $10 sold for just under $80. Karen Monk's $4 at a yard sale. Took a $55 offer after several months. 2003 Nickelodeon SpongeBob bowling ball. Okay, SpongeBob is still hot. $4 sold for $55. Allie Curtis found this sweet handmade quilt at a garage sale for $15. The lady selling it told me an older lady had made it for her in the 70s or 80s. How can I not pick it up? It sold in 2 weeks for full asking price plus shipping. Vintage 70s, 80s handmade patchwork quilt, 78 by 74, so good size. And it's sold for $38.97. And finally, we have Valerie Mae Ratliff. Purchased this book from Goodwill for 10 cents. Listed for 10 months. Sold at asking price of $29.99 plus shipping, which for some reason I had on priority instead of media mail. That's okay, Valerie. We all make mistakes. And if you haven't made one yet, trust me, you will. And this sold for $29.99. Okay, that wraps it up. Congratulations to everyone who made it into the video. Keep posting those sales on the Facebook group on the Money Making Mondays. This is a great opportunity for everyone to learn about more items to sell. Have a great week on eBay. Bye, everybody.